What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another deck profile here on the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the pony list that I took to this week's Webcam Wednesday. Pony, as you all know, is one of my absolute favorite characters in the game. This character just does, quite frankly, too much. She does a lot, but with rotation having come into effect here in 2025, I think a lot of people have fallen off of this character from being one of the most represented, if not the most represented character at Worlds this past year. The past two regionals that we have seen, she has been non-existent. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to show everybody what the new face of Pony looks like, and it is under a completely different symbol. That's right, we're playing Air Pony. Let's jump into it. So, Pony, 7-hand size, 22 health character, already above average stats when it comes to a 7-hander. She's got a lot of abilities. She says, enhance, discard 2 cards, redraw a card, grab 2 horn counters, which will be available, which will be important for her later effects. But this idea of discarding cards and then redrawing cards is so incredibly strong because it lets you just filter through, hey, these 2 cards are not going to be useful right now. I'm going to attempt to grab a card that will be more impactful. And then she has 3 other abilities based on the amount of horn counters that you want to spend off of your character after generating them. Spend 1 horn counter. This deck gets +2 or -2 speed, so a little aggro, a little defense. Spend 2 horn counters. Change the zone of this move. So my attack or your attack, I can now either fully block it on defense or do a little bit of a zone mix-up on offense. Or the most important one, spend 3 horn counters to clear a card out of my card pool, and I can do that on either player's turn. So if I want to keep my card pool clear on defense, or more importantly, keep my card pool clear on offense, I can do so. So a lot of moving pieces of clearing cards out of my card pool, redrawing relevant pieces, and then playing them out. But this 7-hand size goes by the wayside pretty quickly as I am playing cards, discarding cards, and redrawing only half the amount of discarded cards. So the 7-hand size is a little deceptive, and so we got to make things in the deck to refuel our hand. And so let's go ahead and jump into the profile. Starting off with undeniably the best attack in her deck. I know a lot of people think that this is not true, but it just is. It's Beast Summon. Beast Summoning is a 3 mid for 5 with stun 1 that says pay 4 health, take a copy of Beast Summon from your discard pile, and add it to your hand. With Pony's ability to play a Beast Summon, play another one, clear this first Beast Summon to the discard pile, pay your 4 health to add it back to your hand, play another Beast Summon, and then clear this one, pay your 4 health to then pick it back up and then play it again. This is just infinite attacks as long as you have the hand to keep generating yourself counters and the life to pay for the high cost of Beast Summon. So this is how you get your turn 2 kills, is by building up 6-8 counters and then playing as many Beast Summons, which are just 5 damage moves, as you can over and over and over again. Card feels just incredible. From here, the next attack that we're playing, and again, a lot of people don't like to play this one in Pony, is Lethal Slash. I know that recently there was an Air Pony list piloted by Barrett Bryant at the Boar's Hat case tournament that was not playing for Lethal Slash. I think this card is absolutely worth the risk of the 2-check. I've described it before as it is a 4 damage burn spell that saves you 3 counters on attempting to clear it. So I play the Lethal Slash, I will redraw a card out of into my hand, which is super important for what Pony's trying to do, churn through our deck, and then instead of having to spend the 3 horn counters to clear this, you just get to respond to it as long as you played a second, as long as it's the second or greater move that you've played. This card feels great. The only issue with this card is it is only 4 damage, and so if we can find ways to pump the damage by using other cards, it feels a little stronger. It feels a little better. Up next, the next attack that we've got, another flow piece, is just for Electric Moth. Discard a card, redraw 2. And then that is now 2 cards that I can then discard with Pony and then grab more horn counters. And if my rival has built out a large enough stage, if they have 10 or more foundations, it's actually discard 1, draw 3. And so sometimes you get a little extra juice if the game has gone a little long. One of the best pieces to go Electric Moth, grab a bunch of free resources into Lethal Slash, grab a bunch of free resources, and then start your Beast Summon loops. Like this 4-diff, 4-diff, 4-diff play easily could be the start of a true win condition string. From here, just slightly more flow. We've got double shoot style knee smash. I think this one's a little hit or miss. This card is like a baby version of what Lethal Slash is doing, because this is again, it's another 4 difficulty, 4 damage move. And this one says, if I have discarded a card, I get to gain 3 extra health, which is very good to help me with my Lethal Slash loops. And it also says, after it is cleared from the card pool, you redraw 1. So I still have to spin the counters to draw, unlike the Lethal Slash that will draw and clear all by its lonesome, but it's a 3 check, not a 2 check, and I think that is important. From here, my last bit of like major draw power is just 4 copies of Wish Hard, and this card is 9 times out of 10, I'll even say 99 times out of 100, not an attack card that you play. It is if it is discarded bait. So I use Electric Moth on turn 2, I discard the Wish Hard, remove it from the game, draw 1 from Wish Hard, and then draw 2 from the Moth. That will let me have the resources necessary to then discard 2, maybe it's more Wish Hards, to then draw more cards off of Pony. This card just replaces the card, that you discard out of your hand in order to keep your combos going. This is how we accomplish these turn 2, turn 3 OTKs. Up next, we've got the last big bombs. First off is Walk the Dog. The reason it's here is it is it's an extra draw piece, so it just says draw 1. It's like a little heavier hitting Lethal Slash, and we only have 2 of it because without the stunning of Beast Summoning, all of our moves are doing roughly 4 damage, right? Like they're not hitting very hard, but the big thing that we need here is their foundation to be turned sideways. And so if they overcommitted in attacking me and I defended myself, and these Walk the Dogs are actually 4 diffs, then this card is very impactful. But one of the easiest ways to not die from a Pony, if you specifically on the air symbol, is don't turn your card sideways, so that my Walk the Dogs actually stay as 8 diffs. Because again, I'm only hitting you for like 4 damage. Have the self-control. Don't block the ones that don't matter. Keep your stage nice and ready, and then my Walk the Dogs are not very potent, which is why it's only a 2 of. If you have a way to commit more resources, if that's the way that you want to play your air symbol deck, absolutely you can play more of these. But in order to help with that problem, we have got probably the #1 reason to play this character under the air symbol, and it just has Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken. This card as your opener is incredible. You go Vast Hybrid, selectively commit and freeze their best defensive foundation, commit their best asset like a Cape of No Return or vertical maneuvering equipment or something along those lines. And then a premier line is you go Vast Hybrid into Lethal Slash. Let's use Pony, clear out the Vast Hybrid, respond with Lethal Slash to remove it, and now that my card pool is fully clean, I get to play another 5 diff to start off my chain, which is one of the reasons that I like Lethal Slash so much, is it lets you play 2 5 diffs in a turn, and as long as you just check the 2 5s, you don't actually commit any resources, right? On a 5, on a 5, on a 5, just roll them through, and then you'll be golden. And then the last bomb, the last attack that we're playing, is I'm playing a singular copy of One for All Full Cowling 8% Falling Roundhouse Kick. I'm just going to call this 8% from now on. This was replaced a 3rd copy of Walk the Dog because I felt like, again, people just weren't committing their board into me. And this card being +X for the amount of times that I've used Pony sometimes is the last. If they sit there and they wait and they wait and they wait to block the last move, and the last move isn't some silly 3 mid for 5, it's actually closer to like a 7 for 8. And so like this card feels pretty potent. My big thing is you almost never want to see it on turn 2, and every time that I found this card, it was always like my opening hand. I would draw it and go, well, I'll review One for All 8% and be fine. And so like this card is definitely a take it or leave it. I think the other spot that this could possibly take is more like a Lunatierra's, which is like this 6 difficulty that gets a little cheaper to play. 7 damage throw could easily be in this spot, but I think that either of them are totally fine. I think it's personal preference. And so there's the attack lineup. There's the attack package. I'm not sure how much of this that I would necessarily change, just because I'm a massive Lethal Slash fan. But there's obviously a lot of like attuned stuff that you can do. I know in my worlds list, I really liked Attack Titan's Haymaker in the list could easily take out like the Vast Hybrid Chimera Krakens, or if you don't like the Walk the Dogs, I think Attack Titan's Haymaker are totally okay slots there. Haymaker just gives my moves more damage rather than things like Walk the Dog, which is a powerful out, although generating momentum is a little tough, and it draws more cards to let me combo a little bit harder. But I don't hate a Haymaker in here. Up next, we've got actions. I'm maining 2 Airy Smiles. I think main 2, even side a third one is great because defensively, my character is incredible. Offensively, I put on the circus music and I just go to town and I play move after move after move after move. But because of that, my hand is very much taxed, and I want you to play the game as little as possible. If I have 3 counters on Pony, I can, if I have 3 counters on Pony, I can spend 2 counters to change the zone to high, and then spend 1 counter to give your move -2 speed, block with the Airy Smile, flip something that doesn't matter, and say, hey, you need to play a non-attack card in order to keep playing the game. Which is very, very good. The other thing that you can do is, because our card pool stays very, very clean, you can take an Airy Smile and stack a foundation on top of your deck. And if you know you need to check a 5 on this next one, either you clear the 3 off the top to stack or so on and so forth, but you just like stack the 5 with Airy Smile, and it has been relevant. From here, asset-wise, I'm playing 1 Tattered Costume. Actions and keywords are very good right now. I think if you have a Tattered Costume symbol, you should be mainboarding at least 1 of this, just because dealing with a powerful or an echo or stopping something like a dodge, a runaway is very important. I think the Tattered Costume is super, super, super good. Absolutely should be playing it in pretty much every list. And then one of the reasons that I like the air build so much is we get to slot in these cool cards like Grisha's Attack Titan. Being able to pick up any of my Lethal Slashes or Vast Hybrid Chimera Krakens is such an incredible way to start off my turn. It's so solid. It's also a 6 stamina backup, so if they are attacking the Grishas and trying to kill it, that is 6 damage that wasn't targeted at my 7-hander. And so I'm essentially now, I've got 28 health. If they blast the other one, I've got even more. Card feels very, very good. It's a solid low block, and it does not feel bad weaving them in on your turn 1, turn 2 plays. Onto the foundations, we've got 4 Feral Shriek. This is just a 5-check version of what Wish Hard is doing. After this card is discarded, redraw a card, and it removes itself, which is important for something later. But it's just a foundation version of doing this. 9 times out of 10, you never want to build it into your stage. If you're building it, it's because you are desperate. You almost always want to like hold it, even to play it defensively, discard, redraw, grab these horn counters. From there, we've got 4 Mikasa's Admission, 1/6. After it is discarded, remove it for +2 or -2 damage. Really messes with a lot of my rival's math whenever I'm using this card defensively, which is the main way that I want to use it. But offensively, turning your little 4 damage moves into 6 damage moves is really, really potent. From here, the last discarding cards is just problem solving. After this card is discarded, it does not remove itself from the game. Wish it did. But it says that my next check to play a card gets +1. Feels very good if I want to play back-to-back Vast Hybrid Chimera Krakens. I go Chimera, I'll discard the problem solving +1 on my check. I'll play the Chimera, it's on a 6, I check a 5, increases the check by +1. And so it just lubes that up just a little bit more. And it also lets you feel a little bit better about playing your Walk the Dogs if your rival is not completely committed out. From there, probably the biggest pickup that Pony got from Heroes of Exandria is just Science Bros. We've got so many pieces that remove themselves from the discard pile once discarded that it feels incredibly, incredibly strong to take and give. Honestly, it's just +1/+1, but if I've got Feral Shriek and Wish Hard, I will use Pony, discard both. It's not +1/+1. Both of these remove it separately, so it's +2/+2. And again, I've got a bunch of 4 damage moves. This turns them into 5 and 6 damage moves, and it also gives them a little bit of speed. So now when you attempt to block my 6 damage move, you're going to commit foundations. Hey, now my Walk the Dog is a little more live. This card feels very, very solid. Also, the random redraw is worth it, but you have to time it really well. The last thing about the random redraw is my beast summoning gets to re-ready it. And so you can play Beast Summoning, discard the Wish Hard, respond, remove, respond, commit Science Bros, draw, Beast Summon, re-ready. We're feeling great about it. Up next, I've got double Sacrifice for the Cause. This was the old way that we really generated a ton of damage. Discard a card, and then get damage equal to the block modifier. Because of the fact that we have these cards that get to redraw a card after they are discarded, even just giving +1 damage to then redraw the card and then use Pony to discard the new card that we drew is actually better value, better bang for your buck. It also says that when you try to put my damage to something down to 0, I can just cancel it out. Up next, I've got double Nezhretron of the big 3. Destroy a foundation for that +1 damage that we were looking for. A lot of times as I'm going in, I will have foundations to be committed. This is just a bit of a lock breaker to help me with that. And then if Science Bros is the best onboard foundation, this is the second reason that we would want to play Air. This is the other reason to play this. This card says -2 speed on face, but 9 times out of 10, what we're going to be doing is I have a foundation, I play my Vast Chimera Kraken, I check my 3, I commit them both, I then remove this foundation from the game to then re-ready it, I check to 4. This also triggers, really importantly, Science Bros. So if I have this play, I commit them both, I remove this, and I not only did I check better, I respond and give +1/+1, maybe even draw a card if I need to. This card is crazy to the point where it is a unique foundation. I almost want it to be a 4 of, truthfully. Like, it's so good. And then because you are Pony, if I have one built and I have the other 2 in my hand, I'll just discard them with Pony and then redraw a better card. Crazy. So good. More flow, more re-readying. We've got 4 A Mother's Embrace. After a card is cleared, flip and re-ready. I think this card is really important under the air symbol specifically, just because of how quick we're trying to go. This combined with this, I was killing 30 health characters on 4 foundations just because I had the ability to incompatible and Mother's Embrace. The other big thing that really upgraded Pony in AOT 2 was Push the Advantage. It's very similar to Mother's Embrace. After a card is cleared, flip it, redraw a card. Keeps my hand nice and healthy so that I can keep churning through my deck. We are playing for a Life in Danger, and this is one of the main reasons that I like Lethal Slash so much under the air build specifically, is because any Life in Danger that you have says instead of checking a 2, you can flip it and you actually check to 3. And so this card is just insurance, as well as it is already a 0 diff that our air symbol has a hard time finding more of. So I'm down to just play this spam and say that my turn's a little more consistent. From here, defense-wise, we're playing double air and sidestep. This is very similar to the mentality of the Airy Smiles of I can rezone your move and then give it -2 speed, -2 more speed block, redraw, which maybe even will give me an extra chance to use Pony defensively. I think this card is super good. Easily could side more in the board. And then the last card that we have is just class membership. This keeps us a little healthier. I like the high block on it. And again, it's a 0 diff, a thing that, I mean, we're only playing 6 of them total. And so having more access to better builds on turn 1 with our 2-check deck is important. And there you have it. There is Air Pony, a character that, again, I have no idea why it has fallen off. I don't know why people aren't playing this character. She is very strong, probably one of the best 7-handers in the game right now. I think the only thing that you have to worry about literally is just what does Devil Jin do against your deck if they toss in the Goblin Bolt. Discard 2 cards to get nothing is pretty impactful. But with that said, thank you all for watching the video. Make sure you go check out the webcam run that I made with Pony, and let me know what does your Pony list look like. What changes did you make inside of your list? Leave them in the comments down below. Would love to catch up and read those. So with that said, thank you much for watching, you guys, and as always, I wish you well.